Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. Ridge and Brooke are in dire need of the truth. Ridge sounds Luna alarm at Brooke's engagement party. According to spoilers for the upcoming 2 weeks of May 27th to June 6th, Brooke Logan will propose a party plan, and Steffy Forrester is in serious danger. Here's what B&B lovers should anticipate, as Ridge Forrester will also sound the Luna Nozawa alarm. Steffy will bring up some concerns in her conversations with Brooke and Ridge during this week's episodes, which air from May 27th to 30th. Ridge and Brooke will undoubtedly be uncomfortable with Steffy's support of Hope Logan, particularly in the romantic realm. Steffy should, however, keep Liam Spencer's, Scott Clifton, health status under wraps. It's the true reason why Steffy and Hope reconciled, but for the time being, Steffy won't want to tell anybody else about it. John Finnegan will be providing Liam with more assistance as he worries about his impending death. Finn will be a useful confidant, but Liam won't know how he will say goodbye to Kelly and Beth Spencer for the last time. Hope will inform Carter Walton at the loft if she is open to accepting his proposal of marriage. It appears that Hope might accept a wedding ceremony and place Carter's ring on her finger. Brooke may propose hosting a lavish celebration for her daughter because, of course, an engagement party must come first. When Brooke mentions party plans involving Hope, Ridge will feel uncomfortable, but she will try to win him over. In the meantime, despite Sheila Sharp's wishes, Luna will send Will Spencer a scandalous SMS. Eventually, Sheila will have to mediate a heated argument between Luna and Electra Forrester. He'll confide in Katie Logan and receive some advice once he's back with Will. Will might be concerned about Electra's security, but the main character in Luna's next plot will be Steffy. Luna will discuss with Sheila a strategy to pursue Steffy, but her grandma will become quite enraged. As she attempts to safeguard Finn's contented family, Sheila will make it apparent that Steffy is not allowed. Her crazy granddaughter will obtain a gun and likely proceed with her plan to eliminate Steffy, even though Sheila will believe it would be best if Luna left. Even though Ridge isn't aware of that weapon yet, he will nonetheless sense that Luna is on a disastrous Steffy search. Steffy and Finn will be worried about what Luna is capable of when Ridge soon raises the alert to them both. There will undoubtedly be some dramatic moments throughout the week of June 2nd to 6th, as Luna targets Steffy with the intention of killing him. Will Luna decide to corner Steffy somewhere more private, or will she end up attending Hope and Carter's engagement party? Everything hinges on how crazy Luna will be in the following scene of this plot. Normally, Finn is the best person to protect Steffy, but this time, we might see someone else step up to save her. Instead of allowing this brain tumor to take its toll, Liam might end his life with a bang. We'll see how things work out, but there's also a chance Sheila may save Steffy instead. According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, the upcoming 2 weeks will be jam-packed with excitement. Stay tuned for updates on all the mayhem. After having a change of heart, does Ridge Forrester want Brooke back? We all anticipated that Brooke Logan and Ridge Forrester's relationship would end soon after Taylor Hayes returned to The Bold and the Beautiful last year. However, B&B spoilers hint that Ridge may soon change his mind about the CBS soap opera due to the surprise return of a character. Here are some spoilers for what will happen next on Bold and Beautiful. Fan favorite Jack Wagner is returning to Los Angeles as Nick Marone, according to Comings and Goings. In addition to being Ridge Forrester's half-brother, Nick Marone was previously married to Brooke Logan and Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig. B&B spoilers, Brooke Logan will experience romance. According to previews for Bold and Beautiful, Nick will make his major comeback on Friday, June 13th. Brooke's ex is reportedly returning for a hot new plot point and will be appearing alongside his ex-wife. However, what will Ridge Forrester think about that? Since Hope Logan and Carter Walton took over, Brooke Logan has been pacing the corridors of Forrester Creations alone. Their relationship was already strained due to Taylor's return and health issues, and Ridge felt deceived by Brooke's handling of her daughter's coup. Brooke Logan was left out in the cold as Steffy Forrester quickly persuaded her parents to get back together. Nick Marone's return to Bold and the Beautiful. B&B teasers indicate that Ridge will see the sparks that will fly between Nick and Brooke when he returns. Knowing that Brooke was still lusting for him made it simple for Ridge to dump her. However, When her ex-husband discovers that she is seeing Nick Marone, of all people, everything will change. Taylor Hayes should be really worried about her relationship because it will be difficult for Ridge to conceal his jealousy once he finds out that Nick and Brooke are dating once more. Do you believe Ridge and Nick will fight over Brooke Logan once more? Will Taylor leave Ridge after realizing he still has feelings for Brooke? Ridge Forrester felt there had to be more going on when Steffi Forrester Finnegan brought Hope Logan back into the Forrester Creations fold, but Brooke Logan simply accepted it as plain luck. Why are their daughters misbehaving? On Tuesday, Brooke and Ridge believe that something is very wrong when Steffi leaps to Hope's defense. Steffi wouldn't have been talking in this manner unless they were unaware of something happening. Ridge and Brooke decide to address their daughters because they want to know the truth. All they need to do is locate them. Read this, the bold and the beautiful spoilers. Ridge's jealousy returns, increasing Brooke's chances. Hope's response. The moment Carter Walton pops the question, Hope is shocked as well. This was not what Hope had anticipated. She assumes that Carter has been preparing this for a long time because he already has a ring. Since she recently learned that her ex-husband was dying and marriage has been the last thing on her mind, Hope is unsure of what to say. Hope, however, is allowed to respond directly to Carter, in contrast to when Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson, made a proposal in 2024. Despite Liam Spencer's passing, will wedding bells still ring? Is Liam going to be the officiant? Liam's new best friend. In all of this, Liam and John Finnegan have at least become best friends. Steffi's husband and her ex-husband spend some time together after Finn asks Liam to do something. Steffi is a little taken aback when she learns about this, but at least her two guys are now getting along. Throughout all of this, Liam seems to have more confidence in Finn than Steffi. Will Finn be able to persuade Liam to finally disclose his incurable brain tumor to his family, though? Once more, the bold and the beautiful are holding their breath, wondering if Ridge Forrester would give up fleeing and give in to Brooke Logan, the woman who has always captured his heart. Despite marriages, extramarital affairs, secret children, meddling ex-partners, and controversy after scandal, their love story has persisted for decades. However, despite the pressures of pride, reason, and external factors to separate, Ridge and Brooke's bond still endures. Ridge has been emotionally vacillating lately, caught between his attraction to Brooke and his history with Taylor Hayes. Viewers and lifelong Forrester family members alike may tell that Ridge's heart isn't really with Taylor, despite her best efforts to demonstrate that she is the more emotionally stable and grounded option. Subtle moments, such as a long look at the Forrester mansion, a tender moment of vulnerability when she consoled him following the news of Liam, and of course, Brooke's trademark mix of flirting and sincere concern, have rekindled the passion between Ridge and Brooke in recent episodes. These are not coincidences, rather, they are stepping stones that point to a path that Ridge and Brooke have previously traveled, the road to reconciliation. Despite the hurt Ridge's indecision has caused her, Brooke has stated that she still thinks they are meant to be together. Additionally, Ridge's armor is beginning to show fractures despite his seeming caution. He has started to wonder about Taylor's intentions, particularly in light of her recent actions, which reveal a deeper insecurity and include strange jealousy and an obsession with Brooke's company. Ridge's realization that mental calm isn't always accompanied by emotional calm could be the pivotal moment. Although his life with Taylor appears to be less chaotic, it lacks the passion, fire, and electricity that he enjoys with Brooke. Even Ridge's kids, especially Steffi and Thomas, are starting to see that pressuring their father into a relationship just for show could backfire. Ridge must own that he still has feelings for Brooke. Furthermore, Brooke is prepared for him. She is standing in her power, not pleading for his love but making it obvious that she is the person he turns to when it matters most. She has finished apologizing for being the woman he can't refuse. Brooke has always been Ridge's emotional home, whether it's via negotiating fashion industry drama, sharing in family tragedies, or providing solace when no one else can relate. Thus, the true question is not whether they will get back together, but rather when. How much longer will Ridge keep himself from getting the love he wants? When his gaze keeps returning to Brooke, how long will he continue to act as though Taylor is sufficient? Fans are anticipating a romantic turn of events, and spoilers suggest that a significant choice is imminent. Could Ridge eventually be forced to act by an unexpected catastrophe, possibly involving Liam's health, Steffi's mental collapse, or even a startling admission from Hope? Will Ridge figure out what he wants before Brooke's patience runs out? Will Ridge provide them the enduring love they've always promised but never quite been able to maintain, or will the stars align once more? One thing is certain: as the strain increases, Ridge's heart is aware of its desires. Now, the only question is if he would have the courage to stand up for it and for Brooke. As Ridge Forrester finds himself reverting to his old, but dangerously passionate, region of jealousy, Brooke Logan's relationship prospects on The Bold and the Beautiful are improving more quickly than ever before. Fans are seeing the reappearance of something far more explosive than any external threat following months of separation, misunderstandings, and Ridge's unsuccessful attempt to patch things up with Taylor Hayes, Ridge's own inner turmoil, which was once again triggered by his unending fixation with Brooke. Ridge felt as though a fire was rekindled inside of him the instant he caught a glimpse of Brooke laughing unrestrainedly with another man. Rumors vary as to whether it was Deacon Sharp consoling her or maybe an unexpectedly endearing Carter Walton taking a risk. A burning of silent regret, insecurity, and possessive longing rather than happiness or tranquility. Ridge isn't the reason why Brooke, the woman he pushed away in the sake of clarity and devotion to Taylor, is now radiant once again. That insight alone is sufficient to shatter Ridge's meticulously crafted facade of apathy. However, Brooke's development is different this time. She's not pining. She's not pleading. Actually, Brooke is regaining her self-assurance, charm, and authority at Forrester Creations and in her personal life, rising like the phoenix she has always been. She is no longer the injured ex-wife who is holding out for Ridge to change his mind. Rather, she is the confident, radiant woman Ridge first fell in love with, except now she is wiser. And Ridge is going insane because of that adjustment. Love isn't the only thing that makes him envious. It has to do with control, nostalgia, and the persistent sense that he could have erred in leaving. Brooke gives him intensity, the kind that gives a man life, despite its problems, while Taylor gives him steadiness. Ridge's internal conflict is only getting started, and spoilers indicate that his green-eyed monster will only become more uncontrollable over the next few days. He starts making up reasons to visit Brooke, stopping by her office to talk about HFTF or family issues when all he actually wants to do is see who is with her. He realizes that Brooke is particularly radiant, but he keeps his grins to himself. Hearing others say her name with adoration or romantic interest sharpens his tone. Ridge's silent brooding has returned, along with a longing for something he won't publicly acknowledge, the opportunity to win Brooke back, again. Brooke also observes it. She does, of course. Almost no one knows Ridge as well as she does. She notices how his posture has changed, how his eyes seem to stay on him a bit too long, and how his praises now have more weight than they did a month before. She isn't hurrying into his arms, though. Not now. Brooke is aware of her value. She has seen Ridge waffle before, and although he will always have a special place in her heart, she is hoping that his reappearance is due to more than envy. She wants Ridge to make a firm decision to choose her, not because he is afraid of losing her, but because he is aware of his need for her. Taylor, meantime, also notices the change. She is not blind. Even though Ridge is still returning to her, his focus is elsewhere. Even while his body is there, his heart is obviously torn. Furthermore, the ghost of a great love is the fastest thing to drive a wedge. Ridge's emotional collapse coincides with Taylor's growing withdrawal. She starts to question him and ask for clarification. Taylor knows better than to believe Ridge's denial that she's having hallucinations. Brooke is always there. Brooke has always been the one. Brooke is in control of this love triangle, which has characterized The Bold and the Beautiful for decades, and it is once again coming to a head. She doesn't have to struggle for once. All she needs to do is take a stand and let Ridge know what he's lost. Ridge is quickly coming to that realization. He senses it each time she smiles at another man. He senses when she decides she doesn't need him, doesn't call him, or doesn't text him. He used to be the center of the woman's world, but now she is creating her own. And he's being torn apart by the thought that she might fall in love again, with someone else. According to spoilers, Brooke might soon get an irresistible romance offer. It can come from an unexpected source, such as Carter Walton, who is fed up with waiting for someone to recognize his own worth, or Bill Spencer, who has been hiding in the shadows. Whoever it is, this new suitor recognizes Brooke's beauty, courage, and vulnerability, and without Ridge's baggage. Ridge could finally have to face the extent of his emotions when he observes another guy treat Brooke with the respect she merits. However, it might be too late by then. There is disagreement among the fans. Some people want for the recognizable mayhem of Bridge, the enduring, compelling love. Others hope Brooke chooses herself over a man who has never been able to truly commit, breaking loose for good. Whatever side viewers choose, one thing is certain: Ridge's jealousy might be the spark that rekindles a fire that neither of them can extinguish, and Brooke's chances are skyrocketing. The drama, the tension, and the emotional stakes will all increase as the summer heats up. Will Ridge ultimately decide on Brooke out of love rather than desperation? Or is Brooke going to surprise everyone by deciding to live without him? One free from the hurt of their history and full of fresh possibilities? One in which she is someone's first and only option rather than their backup plan? Fans may expect a romantic eruption on the bold and the beautiful as Brooke's independence blossoms and Ridge's jealousy simmers. One thing is certain for fans, regardless of whether Bridge reunites or ends permanently: a front-row seat to one of the most intense power swings in soap opera history. Driving, passionate, and fiercely loyal to her family, Steffy Forrester has always been a force to be reckoned with. However, this week on The Bold and the Beautiful, she takes a risky turn that sends Ridge Forrester into a full-blown panic. With tensions running high and secrets coming to light more quickly than before, Steffy's most recent choice not only upends the Forrester Creations Foundation, but it also paves the way for a confrontation that has the potential to completely alter the company. A mounting menace that has been lurking in plain sight lies at the heart of the storm. Additionally, Steffy's inability to compromise as tensions rise makes her father fear for her life, not just her future. It all starts when Steffy learns damaging facts about a person she used to trust. According to spoilers, Forrester is familiar with this individual, perhaps a past ally or lover, who has been working behind the scenes, deceiving, manipulating, and now maybe endangering lives. Steffy doesn't think twice about taking on the threat, whether it's a corporate betrayal or a profoundly personal grudge. She doesn't flee for cover or shrink back. However, she fails to recognize the extent of the threat or how seriously insane her opponent has become in her haste to reveal the truth. The first person to realize something is Mrs. Ridge. Steffy is starting to lose her normally calm manner. She's upset, restless, and resolved to deal with this on her own. Ridge presses for clarification, but Steffy maintains her evasiveness and claims to have it under control. Naturally, Ridge is familiar enough with his daughter to recognize when she is lying to herself as well as to him. At that point, panic begins to set in. Ridge has suffered too much in his life to see Steffy put herself in danger. His attempts to control her only serve to exacerbate his protective tendencies. Ridge interprets her audacity as irresponsibility, while Steffy interprets his worry as meddling. In the meantime, Steffy's secret ensnares Liam Spencer, who is still emotionally raw from his recent medical crisis. Liam gets pulled back into her circle despite their complex past, and he becomes anxious to protect her as well after learning of the impending danger. The stakes are only increased by his involvement. Already beginning to suspect Steffy's actions, Finn starts his own inquiries. Liam finds it difficult to get over his feelings of helplessness, envy, and hatred when he considers that Steffy might be enticing him into something risky. Ridge starts to take matters into his own hands as the walls draw in. In an attempt to obtain any helpful information, he contacts his old friends, makes discreet phone calls, and even goes up to Bill Spencer. Yes, that Bill. Even rivals might reluctantly become partners with Steffy, but Ridge and Bill are rarely allies. Bill, who has a complex past with Steffy of his own, cautions Ridge that things might be more serious and violent than he thinks. The pivotal moment then occurs when Steffy gets a terrifying message. The message puts her into overdrive, whether it's a warning, a veiled threat, or evidence that someone is observing her. She prepares to face her enemy by arming herself with the knowledge she has been clinging to. She is no longer terrified. She is unaware, however, that her every action is being monitored, and the target of her pursuit is not going to die peacefully. Now that he knows Steffi is going to do something severe, Ridge rushes to stop her. His deepest worry is that he would lose his daughter in an unnecessary, preventable catastrophe. Trying to get in touch with her, via phone calls, through Finn, through anyone who could possibly stop her in time, makes his heart race. However, Steffi is already on the warpath, driven by anger and moral conviction. She thinks she is fulfilling her obligations. She thinks she can manage. This isn't business, though. This isn't a newspaper scandal or a fashion feud. It's either life or death. Brooke observes Ridge's uneasiness at Forrester Creations with increasing concern. Ridge reacts angrily, his feelings unbridled and sharp, to her attempts to soothe him. Steffi's safety is not the only concern here. It's about the time lost, the years of mistakes, and the shame of not being a constant father. Ridge acknowledges that he failed Steffi and Taylor, and that he will be held accountable if he loses her. Ridge's vulnerability astounds Brooke, who reassures him that he hasn't failed yet. But he might if he doesn't take action right now. As Steffi gets to a remote spot, a warehouse, a private estate, or even the cabin in Big Bear, ready to face the person who deceived her, the tension rises. The tension is intense when you're face to face. Steffi insists on the truth. The other person makes fun of her resolve, sometimes with a smug grin. They exchange words. There are threats. Then a weapon is pulled. The altercation becomes physical, whether it involves a knife, a gun, or merely a forceful shove. Ridge enters through the door just as it looks like Steffi might actually be in danger. Everyone is shocked by his entrance. On Ridge, the assailant rotates their weapon. Time appears to pause at that frozen instant. Will Steffi protect her dad? For his daughter, will Ridge bear the consequences? Or will the least likely hero be someone else, like Liam or Finn? Regardless of the result, the consequences will be disastrous. Ridge's fear of Steffi develops into more than just a feeling, it becomes a driving force for transformation. He understands how fleeting life is and how easily he could lose the things that are most important to him. And if he lives, Ridge won't waste any more time hiding anything, whether it's mending his relationship with his daughter, confessing long-held secrets, or facing his feelings for Brooke. Steffi will also never be the same. Her bravery and strength will be praised, but so will her impatience and refusal to seek assistance. She will have to deal with the personal and professional fallout from her decisions. Finn, who might have felt marginalized, will either become her loyal companion or decide he can no longer be a part of a life that is always on the verge of collapse. The bold and the beautiful's impending lethal confrontation serves as a testing ground for the show's most recognizable characters in addition to being a dramatic plot point. New alliances, startling betrayals, and perhaps a sad ending that no one saw coming will result from Ridge's worry, Steffi's stubborn independence, Brooke's support, and the ripple effect on the entire Forrester family. However, there is little doubt that the entire world of the bold and the beautiful trembles when Steffi Forrester chooses to take matters into her own hands. Fans are left waiting to see who will escape the fallout as the last act of this perilous drama plays out.